You're standing in front of a building that doesn't feel like a building. It feels like a decision made out of stone. From far away, the towers look calm, almost elegant. But as you get closer, the castle starts to reveal what it was actually designed to do. Not just to impress, but to organize life, to control movement, to separate people, to decide, at every doorway and every corridor, who belongs and who doesn't. In Henry VIII's time, that's the real purpose of a great English castle. It isn't simply a home, it's a living system, part fortress, part palace, part government office, part theater, where power is performed in public, and where your position in society can change, just because you were allowed to stand in the right place at the right time. Before you even enter, you're already being measured, not only by guards, but by the architecture itself. The approach narrows. The gatehouse compresses you into a slow, controlled pace. Massive doors loom above you, wood thick enough to feel permanent, iron bands cold as warning. And the people at the entrance aren't just watching for weapons. They watch for uncertainty, for unfamiliar clothes, for the wrong confidence, for someone who might not know the rules. Because in a castle like this, you don't simply walk in, you pass through a filter, and the moment you cross that threshold, the atmosphere changes. Your footsteps echo on stone. A courtyard opens up and suddenly you can hear the castle working. Horses shifting in the stables, wheels rattling over uneven ground, a distant hammer striking metal, quick voices calling instructions. Somewhere, laughter, short and controlled because even joy has a place here. Most people imagine castles as quiet, but a castle this large is never quiet. It's closer to a small city behind walls, and it smells like one too. Smoke that never fully leaves the stone, wax from candles, wet wool drying, leather, animals, food, damp air trapped in corridors. The scent of human life packed tightly into a space that was built long before anyone cared about fresh air or comfort. Now think about the scale. 45,000 square meters isn't just big. It means long corridors that don't seem to end. Courtyards big enough to hide crowds. Rooms stacked behind rooms. Doors that divide the castle like borders divide countries. Stairs that narrow on purpose. Hidden routes for servants. Guarded routes for nobles. And the deeper you go, the more you understand something important. This place is designed like a map of society. The outer areas are practical and loud. Deliveries, stables, storage, guards, repairs. Then you move inward and everything changes. Warmer air, cleaner floors, richer fabric, lower voices. Not because the castle gets nicer by accident, but because you're getting closer to the center. And at the center is the king. But here's the first surprise of Tudor life. The castle doesn't begin when Henry VIII wakes up. The castle wakes up first. Hours before the king appears, the household is already moving. Fires are revived from embers. Buckets of water are carried through corridors. Heavy, sloshing, constant, because nothing here comes from a tap. Floors are swept, linen is checked, candles are replaced, chambers are prepared, and the kitchens are already roaring. Because feeding a royal court isn't cooking. It's logistics, it's timing, it's pressure. Imagine a restaurant kitchen, then multiply it until it becomes an industry. Huge spits turning slowly over flame. Pots boiling so hard the steam fogs the air. Bread being baked in volume. Meat being prepared in quantities that look unreal. Ale and wine measured, tasted, moved. Orders shouted, repeated, checked again. And it isn't only about hunger. In Tudor England, a feast is a message. It says, we are powerful, we are stable, we have abundance to spare. Even when the world outside is struggling, even when politics are tense. So food is watched. Because food is status. Now as you walk through the castle, you begin to notice the human system that makes this stone world run. Servants move quickly and quietly. Their skill is speed without attention. They carry wood, linen, water, trays, tools. They know which corridor belongs to which class, which door is safe, which door will get them punished. They step aside without looking offended. They disappear when important people pass. Because in this castle, being seen in the wrong place at the wrong time can ruin you. And nowhere shows that better than the Great Hall. People imagine the Great Hall as a beautiful banquet room. It is, but that's not its real job. Its real job is to make hierarchy visible. When you step into the hall, you feel it instantly. Height, timber beams, long tables, the echo of voices, the glow of firelight. And then you notice the seating. The seating is the lesson. Where you sit determines how warm you are, how much light you get, how good your food is, how much respect you receive, how easily you can be noticed. Closer to power means closer to comfort. Farther away means colder air, faster eating, more work afterwards. In the Tudor world, comfort is not a right, it's a reward. Now imagine Henry's day beginning, not as a private mourning, but as a controlled reveal. The king doesn't simply get dressed, he is prepared. Clothes are warmed, layers are chosen with intention. Fabric is heavy, embroidered, rich in color, designed to make the king look larger than life. And it takes hands, attendants who know their role, who speak softly, who move efficiently, because even the smallest delay can feel like disorder. And here's the part modern minds struggle to accept. Even in the king's private spaces, privacy is limited. There are always people nearby, opening doors, carrying messages, preparing meals, managing access, controlling who can approach. So the difference between public and private isn't solitude, it's permission. Who is allowed to be close? Who is allowed to speak? Who is allowed to enter? Because in a Tudor castle, access is the most valuable currency. You can live comfortably for years or fall in a day, based on who sees you, who speaks your name, and whether you're welcomed into the right room. And while all of this plays out in the royal chambers, a second castle exists behind the walls. A hidden castle. Service passages, backstairs, narrow corridors, doors that look plain but lead to the engine room of the entire household, spaces where linen piles high, rooms where candles are made and stored, pantries filled with preserved food, storerooms stacked with tools and fabric and wax. This is the castle that keeps the castle alive. Because stone doesn't mean stable, stone means damp, cracks, cold, mold, smoke stains, repairs, endless repairs. And every day people fight the building's nature to keep it strong, clean, and impressive. By late afternoon, the public face of the castle grows louder again. Visitors, petitioners, nobles, soldiers, messengers. The castle becomes a stage, and on a stage everyone watches everyone. A glance from the king can lift you. A cold look can end you. A rumor can travel faster than footsteps. Now the sun starts to fade and the castle shifts into its most dramatic form. Night. This is where the fantasy usually breaks. Because in the dark, the castle isn't romantic. It's practical, guarded and strange. Light becomes rare and expensive. Candle flames create small islands of visibility and long corridors of shadow. Doors close more firmly. Keys matter more. Guards rotate shifts. Voices lower. Footsteps feel louder. And sleeping here is not peaceful. If you're not high status, you sleep in basic rooms, sometimes shared, often cold. The air smells of smoke, cloth, bodies, and stone. You hear the castle even when you try not to. A cough in a corridor, a distant door, a guard's steps. Horses breathing in the stable. Wind pulling at the edges of the building like it wants to get in. Even the elite sleep with awareness. Because this is the Tudor world, where danger doesn't only come from outside the walls. Sometimes it comes from within them. And that brings us to the clearest truth of all. This castle is not just a place to live. It is a performance built in stone. Every hall, every door, every checkpoint, every ceremony exists for one reason: to make power visible, and to control how close anyone can get to it. Henry VIII didn't merely live inside a great English castle. He lived inside a system designed to make him unavoidable. And everyone else lived inside the consequences of trying to get near that center. So when you look at a castle like this, don't only think beautiful. Think of the water carried at dawn, the smoke that clung to hair and cloth, the servants moving silently behind walls, the rules that controlled every step, and the truth that in a castle this big, The real luxury wasn't gold. It was control. If you want, in the next tour, we can go deeper, into the kitchens at full speed, the hidden back stairs, the private service corridors, and the routines that kept this giant place alive. Tell me where you want to go next. Tudor London streets, a medieval English market town, or Victorian England after dark, and I'll see you on the next tour.